Hey guys, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer here from wearing too many Breathe Right strips. Today I want to talk about the ridiculousness of the kill switch in Dead by Daylight, how ineffective it is, why behavior is so hesitant to use it on clearly broken things, and I'm just going to continually rant because this patch is so bad that it needs so many rants about it. So, for those who are unaware, this patch is extremely broken for many reasons. I've made several videos about it. A lot of content creators have gone over how ridiculously broken this patch is. It's one of the worst they've done in a very long time. So many things are broken. I know Alranican on Twitter has a depressing chain of like 70 tweets in a row showing proof and examples of all the things that are broken. But one of the biggest issues I want to talk about is Streetwise. Streetwise is so extremely broken right now. It is, by definition, game breaking, and it is just not being disabled, and no one knows why. No one's being punished for abusing it. It's a whole mess to talk about here. So for those who don't know, Streetwise is currently bugged to allow you to have infinite charges to items like medkits and toolboxes. I think you can do it on flashlights too, but that's less impactful really. But if you get a Commodious toolbox or Engineer's toolbox or something like that with Streetwise, you can, I'm not going to tell you how, but you can basically give yourself infinite charges. Fuck, I mean, I might as well tell you how, because they're not banning for it anyway. They might as well just be encouraging at this point. I'm still not going to do it, but I'm so mad that they're not doing anything about it that I almost want to just say, fuck it, everyone abuse it until they see it. I'm not going to do that, but I want to. But yeah, if you abuse this, you can have infinite charges, and infinite charges of a toolbox. Suddenly gens that take 90 seconds take 40 seconds to do. Obviously, this is a problem. I don't need to describe why this is a problem. It's just objectively completely busted. Infinite heals, one of the most broken things in recent memory. So obviously this needs to be disabled, fixed, or a punishable offense. Now, the interesting thing is things like this in the past, before the kill switch, were absolutely bannable. But I understand why they have the mindset here of, well, because we have this kill switch, we don't ban people for stuff like this anymore because, it's kind of on us. So we need to disable it but not penalize people for it. But the reason they're hesitant to ban people for exploiting things like this is because a lot of times you can't really prove someone's exploiting something, which is weird because they're inconsistent about that. Back a long time ago when Legion had a bug where you could stack mending add-ons and make your mend basically take forever, people did get banned for abusing that, but that is something you actually feasibly could accidentally do. You might just be a new Legion player and go, oh, these two add-ons seem good, slap them on, and not realizing how much you're benefiting from the actual add-on. So that is something they did ban for, but it was entirely possible that people could accidentally do this. This Streetwise bug, the method that you do it, you're not doing it by accident. You are very specifically trying to do this. And in fact, perks like Hoarder can literally rat people out when they're doing this. If you put on Bond and Survivor, you can see it. Again, I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but it's abundantly clear when someone is abusing this. There is no one is accidentally performing the steps required to exploit this issue. But behavior still won't penalize that, even though they've penalized for things that absolutely could be seen as mistakes. So, very mixed messaging. Granted, the Legion stuff was years ago, so maybe leadership has changed and they've changed their rulings. That's entirely possible, but definitely a history of inconsistency there. But the whole issue with the kill switch is it's devised to disable broken perks like this or broken whatever. It's anything that's, a map is broken. For example, right now, the map of the game is disabled for whatever reason. So the kill switch is meant to be able to shut things off on a whim so they don't have to patch the game. It's not an update. They can just disable it from their side. They push it out to the servers, and now no one can interact with that thing. And it modifies, or it fixes the issue temporarily until they can permanently fix the bug. It's a great system. The problem is they just don't fucking use it 90% of the time. There is no reason Streetwise should not be kill switch now. There's not a single legitimate explanation as to why. And I've asked on Twitter, I've tried to see any possible explanation. There's absolutely just none. People saying, oh, it's the weekend. Maybe they weren't working on the weekend. Yeah, except they've known about this problem for over a week. Like, that's not really an excuse. And they might say, oh, well, it's not considered game-breaking enough. There are more pressing concerns, something like that, which would be even more concerning, because how could you not interpret infinite items as game-breaking? That actually might be even scarier if that's what they've rationalized to be the case. And look, there are a bunch of bugs with perks and stuff like that. Last Stand right now is making people vault faster. I guarantee that's not an intended function of the perk. The problem was this was, again, reported on the PTB and they just did nothing about it. They didn't even acknowledge it. So, there are plenty of things that I think are worthy of getting the kill switch, but none more so than Streetwise right now. Again, if you get a good toolbox for the rest of your game, your gens take 40 seconds instead of 90 seconds. And everyone can do this. I can't express how broken that is. So next, I want to go over something. This is interesting because I'm starting to concoct a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory here that they know Streetwise is fucked up, but for some reason they can't disable it. Let me just hear. I was browsing Twitter to see, input on the bugs that have been happening. And to be fair, on Twitter, as I'll show you here, they've been very, very receptive to bug reports. Here's them talking about a giant thread of bugs. These are things that they know about. These are all some issues that they know about. And to their credit, a lot of people responded and talked about bugs. Here's a bug, here's a response, bug response, bug response, bug response, bug response, bug response, bug response. Like all of these are reported bugs and reported responses under review. Bug response, 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 bug response. Everything has been reported. And then the first time, are you going to kill switch Streetwise until hotfixed? Nothing. No response. They responded to 72 completely minor, irrelevant bugs for the most part. This cosmetic isn't working properly. But then an actual report of a completely game-breaking bug, and there's no response. I found that suspicious, considering a day before this, on the forums last week on a Wednesday, this has already been reported. Not only has it been reported, it's been reported and accepted by the developer team, and it's considered under review. So they do know about it. They just won't acknowledge it for some reason. They won't acknowledge that it's a bannable offense. They won't acknowledge it with a kill switch. They won't publicly acknowledge it. They are just like pretending it doesn't exist. I even waited to make this video until Monday to give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe, okay, they reported on Wednesday, but they didn't, for some reason, see it until Friday, and then they had the weekend, and then they had time off, whatever, fine. So I waited till Monday just to be sure, and, it's 11:30 right now, and they still haven't said anything about it. So I'm willing to bet just nothing has happened. Hopefully I get proven wrong, and they do actually kill switch this, and that would be wonderful, and I'm happy to just have this video be out of date and inaccurate. That would be great. But it does point to a very consistent trend with the game's history where there will be extremely broken things and they won't use this amazing feature that they made. It doesn't make any sense that they would devise such a good feature and then never use it. It's not even like it's like a limitation of licensing. It's like, oh, it's the Walking Dead perk or something like that. We can't disable it because the license holders are going to be mad that a new thing that we just released is disabled, even though they've also done that before too. Because it's just not even related. It's just Streetwise. It's just a perk has been in the game since Nia. It is so old at this point. There's just no justifiable reason to have this shit still exist. So, summary of my thoughts. What is the point of this kill switch when we don't kill switch things that are extremely broken and can very easily be disabled? I am curious to hear what possible reasons there are for this. I really hope it's not just sheer incompetence, because it's looking likely that that's what it is lately with this latest patch, because again, we have proof that they knew about it. They won't respond to it publicly, and I got nothing. I have no theories. None of this makes any sense. It's incredibly frustrating. One of 70 reasons I have been just not playing DBD lately. I've just been playing through some Resident Evil games and just kind of chilling because I just need to take a step back for my own sanity. But yeah, one of the many reasons I'm frustrated right now, and hopefully we can get an explanation and possibly an actual fix or kill switch for this before, I don't know, everyone starts using it, I guess. That's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.